One stock which seems immune to all of this is Sterlite Technologies. Another sharp gain today, and this has been going on from the last several days. Another 15% up today, actually, fueled by the new data center solutions. That's an announcement which came on the 16th of June. An order win from BSNL came on the 11th of June. But why is the market still enthusiastic, and is that enthusiasm justified? My colleague Soumit Sarkar joins with more.
Well, yes, Sterlite Tech remains in focus. If you look at the year-to-date gains, it has gained more than 25%, which is the best start that we have seen for Sterlite Tech so far in the year since 2021. The stock has been gaining for the last 3 consecutive months, and alone in the month of June, if you look at, the gains have been more than 55%, which is one of the best monthly gains that we have seen for Sterlite Tech. So what were the recent announcements post which we have seen this rally in the share price of Sterlite Tech? Firstly, they announced that they have launched a new generation of data center solutions, and they also announced an order win of close to around 2,631 crore rupees. But do these announcements warrant such kind of a rally when it comes to Sterlite Tech? Well, simply the answer is no. Now, I agree with the fact that the opportunity when it comes to the data center business is huge, but this announcement was just a product launch, and there is no firm order announcement or order win that Sterlite Tech has seen in this kind of product. Also, the order win that they had announced of around 2,631 crore rupees, it was not for Sterlite Tech, but for its demerged entity, that is STL Networks. So nothing of 2,600, not the entire amount of 2,600 crore will be coming to Sterlite Tech. Some of it could come to them as part of the cables that they will be supplying, but that will be just a fraction of the total order amount of 2,600 crore rupees. Also, the order win was just another notification, because back in March 2025, they had already disclosed this order win of around 2,600 crore rupees. Now, if you look at the company's performance of late, yes, the operating performance of Sterlite Tech has improved over the last couple of quarters on the back of the fact that inventory destocking is at the final stages. The company's net debt to equity has fallen to around 0.7 times as against 1.4 times earlier on the back of fund infusion that the company had done, and also because of the demerger. However, if you look at the company's net debt and the leverage ratio, that is net debt to EBITDA, that continues to remain high. Net debt stands at close to 1,350 crore rupees, while the leverage ratio, that is net debt to EBITDA, stands at around 3 times, while the management has a target of bringing it below 2 times. Well, now, what are the key triggers going forward for Sterlite Tech? Firstly, when it comes to BharatNet, they are estimating an opportunity of close to around $2.5 billion from US market. They are expecting order rollout to start in 2026, given the fact that they have a funding of $42 billion for the US BEAD projects. There could be a fiber demand going forward is what the management is expecting. And lastly, when it comes to a data center in the enterprise segment could contribute nearly 25% to the revenue and could be a big revenue driver for Sterlite Tech going forward.
Mr. Chokkalingam, firstly, thank you so much for that, Soumit. Mr. Chokkalingam, on what side of the fence do you sit on when it comes to a Sterlite Tech? And does it warrant the kind of re-rating that it has got? Maybe 10 trading sessions, 75 to 115 stock price.
I stay too far away from this stock. I have not studied the fundamentals, but I have studied the price trend from 2007. Very surprisingly, the small cap has extraordinary volatility in the stock prices. If you see from 2007, majority of the years, the stock tend to fall even 40 to 60% intra-year. So that kind of small cap with huge volatility, I normally stay away. I do not study fundamentals of such companies.
Okay, Kush, do you have a view with regard to a Sterlite?
I do, and it's a sell. It's been on this roller coaster ride for some time, as even Mr. Chokkalingam has mentioned. Right now, it's breaking above the falling trend line resistance, which actually started about 4 years ago. But with the kind of volatility that you're seeing in the stock price, I don't think it's a good idea to stay invested. If you do have a position and you're making profits, or there's a substantial reduction in your losses, good idea to get out of this one.
Okay, right. So clearly cautionary. Both fundamental and technical. So both those perspectives coming in with regard to a Sterlite Tech, the stock up 14% as we speak. Well, we'll wait for that correction likely. But let's quickly move on.